A very good day to respected Sir Dr. Sharif Izwan bin Jafar. We are students from UNICEF Faculty of Business and Accountancy for this semester, April 2020. For business research methodology, we are conducting research titled The Desire of Malaysian Young Adults to Work in Other Countries. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and it's my pleasure to introduce myself. My name is Santhya Velu, leader for this research. Along with my team members are Jayasri Jaimitram, Jagadish Prakash Rao, Sunita Dhanaraj, and Ranjini Shanmugam. I am glad to present the presentation on topic of the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. According to recent news update, 72% of young employees consider leaving Malaysia for better job opportunities. This is reason we choose this topic for research. We move on to background of the study. The overall opinion is that a desire by itself is insufficient. It must be coupled with that conviction that taking the desired action will help satisfy the want. On the other hand, work is defined as an activity that requires both mental and physical effort and is performed in order to attain a goal or outcome. Going abroad is a going or within a foreign country or countries. Research about desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries, which is defined as the aim of working overseas. The aim of research is to identify factors of influencing young adults to work abroad. The Malaysian government and policy makers can use the studies material to better understand the needs of Malaysians and take the necessary step to address the problem. Moving to problem statement, the aim of young adults to work abroad will be examined by the researchers in this study. This study will examine the extent to which Malaysian young adults, including students, postgraduate and unemployed individuals between the age of 18 until 30 are influenced by opportunities abroad and the reason behind those influence. According to by Sharif, Krishnasamy and Abdullah in 2018, influence of new economic model on intention to work abroad. An empirical study to address brain drain issues in Malaysia also offers quite similar results, such as expectation of higher pay, greater personal growth opportunities, or better career advancement. There is 4 research objectives in this research. First is to study the relationship between economical and the desire to work in other countries. Second, to investigate the relationship between career prospective and the desire to work in other countries. And find the relationship between family influence, the desire to work in other countries. Fourth, to study the relationship between the working environment abroad and the desire to work in other countries. Research questions. There is 4 research questions in this slide. First, what is the relationship between economical and the desire to work in other countries? Second question, what is the relationship between career prospective and the desire work in other countries? Third one, what is the relationship between family influence, the desire to work in other countries? Last question will be, what is the relationship between the working environment abroad and the desire to work in other countries?
A very good to our Dr. Sharif Izwan Jafar. My name is Jayasri Jaimitram and I will continue presenting with literature review. Literature review is a summary that establishes the author's in-depth understanding and knowledge of their field subject. So our research was conducted by Sandhya Velu, Jayasri Jaimitram, Sumita Dhanaraj, Jagadish Prakash Rao and Ranjini Shanmugam in the year 2022 and entitled to the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. The purpose of this research is to identify factors that influence Malaysian young adults' desire to work in other countries. The variables involved in this study are 1 dependent variable and 4 independent variables. We choose the desire to work in other countries as a dependent variable, and independent variables such as economical, career prospects, family influences, and working environment. Next, the methods we use for this research are the quantitative method. A survey through Google Form was conducted and distributed to 120 Malaysian young adults. Accordingly, the findings of this research revealed that economic, career prospects and family influences are significant to the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Next, research framework. As we can see, there are 4 independent variables and 1 dependent variable is used in this study. Let me explain briefly each variable that is involved. First, independent variable is the desire to work in other countries. It is said that chances to moving other countries can progress the economic situation, as the individuals can earn more than in their own country when they are working abroad. Money is the main factor that could drive nations out of their own country to work elsewhere, even as laborers. Not only that, but the individuals are also eager to work in other countries that have good economic growth because it will be easier to increase their income. This happens because they are afraid that the economic condition in the origin country might be not stable in the future. Second factor is career prospects. Job opportunities also play important role in determining someone to find a job abroad instead of their own country. Job opportunities are a significant factor as the lack of certain industries in Malaysia might cause fresh graduates from certain courses to have difficulties in securing jobs in their preferred field. Therefore, young adults end up having to choose between settling up for a career outside of their preferred job scope or leaving Malaysia and pursuing their careers abroad. It is even worse when most of the jobs created during recessive are highly occupied by the foreign workers. The percentage is an alarming rate as there's only a small portion of job opportunities that have been occupied by the Malaysians. Following with family influences. The family contributes largely to an individual's decisions to study or work abroad. For those going abroad, parental influence extends to the choice of destination city and country. In conclusion, the willingness of young people to work abroad is influenced by their families. And the last factor is the working environment. The working environment is another aspect that can tempt Malaysians to leave their nation. Current job seekers in Malaysia already have the thought of leaving Malaysia to work abroad in their minds. A good working environment could be a determinant of workers' loyalty these days and vice versa. Having a good work-life balance is a must in these current years. Working environment has impacted and motivated young Malaysian people to seek employment abroad since they also wish to benefit from the favorable working conditions offered them. So in conclusion, it can be said that these all are related to our research topic, which is the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Following research hypothesis. The development of the hypothesis demonstrates the relationship between potential influencing elements for young people, including economic factors, career prospects factors, family influences, working environment factors, and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work abroad. In this research, the desire to work abroad is the idea for the development of the subsequent hypothesis that is being tested in this research. First, it is the economic factor. It can be seen that there is a significant relationship between the economic factors and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Next, there is a significant relationship between the career prospect factors and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries as a second hypothesis for career prospects factors. Third, family influences. It found that there is a significant relationship between family influences and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. And the last fourth factor is the working environment, which shows that there is a significant relationship between the working environment factors and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries.
Hi, my name is Sunita. In this slide, I will present our research design. The research design is research method that used to integrate the many components of the study in a concise of logical manner. The framework of methodologies and techniques to be used in the research process is referred to as a research design. It enables research to select the appropriate research approach of the study and to correctly set up the research. The goal of descriptive research is to describe the set of individuals or other factors. Also, descriptive research allows the researchers to clearly articulate the problem statement, allowing for a better understanding of the need for the type of the research. Descriptive research will define something that could be a phenomenon, a current conditions, or characteristic of a collection of an organization, people, and so on. And descriptive research also will address the who, what, where, when, and how of a given issues or event. In this slide, I will explain data collection method. The process of acquiring and measuring information and variable of interest in a systematic manner that allow one to answer state research question, test hypotheses, and evaluate outcome is known as the data collection. So the process of acquiring and measuring information on variable of interest in a systematic manner that allows one to answer stated research question, test hypotheses, and evaluate outcome known as the data collection. And in data collection, we can divide into two data, which is primary and secondary data. Primary data used in this research is quantitative data. A questionnaire is a research tool that consists of a series of questions in order to elicit relevant information from respondents. From this research, our target respondents was Malaysian citizens aged between 18 to 30, as they represent young adults mostly. So in this questionnaire, we have 6 sections, which is section A, B, C, D, E, and F. Section A consists of a respondent's demographic information, example age, gender, race, educations, occupations, respondent interest of working abroad, and question regarding recommend others to work in abroad. Section B consists of 8 questions regarding desire to work in other countries. Section C, D, E, and F consists of 8 questions, each of economical career prospect, family influence, and working environment. Next was secondary data, which is in secondary data, we refer journal, website, internet to explore the information as a reference.
This study used statistical package social science (SPSS) to analyze the result of the data analysis. Descriptive statistics were tested for demographic information, dependent variable, which is desire to work in other countries, independent variables, which are economical, career prospects, family influence, and working environment. Reliability test. The reliability of this survey is evaluated using Converge Alpha tests, which are tested using Converge Alpha rule of thumb. According to the Converge Alpha rule of thumb, there is 6 internal consistency. This research has managed to be in the first top internal consistency, which is excellent, good, and acceptable for both dependent and independent variables. T-test. The T-test was conducted on the dependent variable and independent variables with the gender of the respondents. According to the independent sample test, it is concluded that the null hypothesis is not rejected, therefore the mean of male and female are not significantly different. ANOVA. The one-way ANOVA is tested between occupations, resulting that the p-value is more than 0.05. Therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected. It is concluded that there is no significant difference between occupation and the desire to work in other countries. Simple correlation. Based on the findings, the correlation between dependent variable, which is desire to work in other countries, and the independent variable, which is family influence factor, has a moderate relationship. The correlation between dependent variable and the economical factors, career prospect factors, and working environment factors has the weakest relationship. Multiple regression. The ANOVA of regression findings concludes that the null hypothesis is not rejected. It shows that the dependent variable, desire to work in other countries, is affected by independent variables, which are economical factors, career prospect factors, family influence factors, and working environment factors. Based on the multiple regression coefficient findings, there is a significant relationship between economical factors, career prospect factors, and family influences factors with the dependent variable. Meanwhile, there is no significant relationship between working environment factors and the dependent variable. Next, hypothesis testing. There were 4 hypotheses constructed. Hypothesis 1 stated that there is a significant relationship between the economic factors and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Based on the findings, there is a significant relationship. Therefore, the hypothesis 1 is not rejected. Hypothesis 2 stated that there is a significant relationship between the career prospects factor and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Based on the findings, there is a significant relationship. Therefore, the hypothesis is not rejected. Hypothesis 3 stated that there is a significant relationship between family influences and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Based on the findings, there is a significant relationship. Therefore, hypothesis 3 is also not rejected. Hypothesis 4 stated that there is a significant relationship between the working environment factors and the desire of Malaysian young adults to work in other countries. Based on the findings, there is no significant relationship. Therefore, the hypothesis is rejected.
Hello sir, my name is Ranjini Shanmugam. Now I would like to continue about the conclusion. The studies was conducted to measure the young adults Malaysia desire to move to other countries. The measurement scale used in these studies met the acceptable standard of validity and reliability analysis. Next is outcome for finding and also the hypothesis. The outcome of multiple regression analysis shows 4 important findings. Firstly is economical. Economical did as an important determinant. Due to the economic condition, young adults are willing to work in other countries. By this hypothesis result as supported for this research of young adults Malaysia desire to move to other countries. Secondly is career prospect. Young adults are willing to move to other countries for career prospects. This hypothesis result as supported for this research. Thirdly is family influence. Young adults are willing to move to other countries to find a better job with family influence. So, this hypothesis results also supported for this research. Lastly is working environment. Young adults are willing to move to other countries to find a better working environment for their career purpose. Unfortunately, this hypothesis results what rejected for this topic because maybe some of the young adults prefer to be in native place. Okay, now move on to the next part, which is recommendation for the future researchers. I would like to recommend distribute physical questionnaire because for this research we distribute the questionnaire via online because of some issues. Okay, if the future researchers as budget, time and a pandemic situation has ended, they can distribute physical question and keep in touch with respondents. It is better than distributed via online. Researchers are able to interview people personally or individually, and this alternative not only ensures that the data collected back from the questionnaire is more accurate and complete, also very helpful enabling researchers to explain the survey question thoroughly to the respondent. More than 120 respondents because for this research we try to maximum to get 120 respondents. So if the future researchers able to get more than 120 respondent means they can be find a better finding on their research paper to get accurate finding. Thirdly, can recommended is take new variables. In this research paper, we choose some of the variables, which is economical, career prospect, family influence, and also working environment. From this, we then get overall finding for the particular variables. We then also get the overall finding and outcomes. If possible, means the future researchers shall choose new or different variables in their research. For example, job certification. By that, we able to research different types of variables. From this, can get new finding and more information about this topic, which is young adults Malaysian desire to move to other countries. Lastly, I can recommend it take some relevant training or specialize before research. Future researchers may wish to take some relevant training or specialize in order to gain a better understanding of the task before conducting a survey. Researchers can quickly obtain knowledge and think carefully before conducting future researches by strengthening their skills. I hope this recommendation can help researchers to gain a better understanding of an issue and alter something for someone somewhere which is good for the future.